Now let's talk about the word desktop. This word already came up once at the beginning of this course, but in reference to the type of computer you might be using, as in laptop or desktop. But that's not the only use of the word desktop when it comes to computer terminology. Another meaning of desktop refers to what we're seeing on screen right now, this vast empty blue area. Now the desktop is in reality just another folder on your computer. It happens to be the folder you see most often, and it's always open unless it's completely covered by another window. But if you can see even just a tiny portion of your desktop, you can drag files out of other folders onto the desktop and move them there. And the desktop can be a very convenient place to store commonly used files or even recently downloaded files. So for example, I'm going to open up a program called Notepad, which comes installed on Windows and is found by going to the Start menu, All Programs, Accessories, and here you'll find Notepad. We will get into opening and using applications in a later chapter, but for now I just need to run an application to demonstrate how to use the desktop. So in this blank document, I'm going to type to do. So I have a to-do list, groceries, laundry, and car wash. And I'll probably continue adding to this list throughout the next few days, so I want to make sure it's stored in a convenient place. I'm going to choose File, Save. And a window opens up prompting me to name my file and choose a location on my computer to save it. Here in the File Name field, which is already highlighted for me, I'm just going to call this To Do. Notice one of my choices here is Desktop, which I'll select. And then I'll click Save. And then notice a file called To Do has immediately appeared on my desktop. This is the file I just saved, so if I close the to-do list that I'm looking at here in Notepad, I can open it again by double-clicking the file's icon. And there it is. So that's just a quick example of using the desktop to keep a file. Now, as I previously said, the desktop really is just another folder in your user folder. In fact, if I open my user folder by clicking the Start menu and then clicking my name, you'll see that one of the folders here is called Desktop. And if I open it up, sure enough, there's my to-do list file. I'll close that window, but I can still get to my file right here on the desktop. Now, the desktop is a very convenient place to store files you frequently use, but many people use it as kind of a dumping ground for all sorts of files they've accumulated, and they rarely go through and clean it up. But having a cluttered computer desktop is a lot like when your real desk is cluttered. It can be very difficult to find things and work efficiently. And when it comes to your computer desktop, having tons of files on it really can slow down your computer's performance. So it's a good idea to occasionally look through all the files on your desktop and figure out if you still need to keep them there, or if you can move them into one of the other folders in your user folder, or even if you can just throw them into your recycle bin, which we'll look at later in this chapter.